All right. Hello, Blessed Mama Bosses. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. I am here with a special guest, my friend Laura, friend, professional photographer, guru. And I got to tell you guys, we just got outside of Blessed Mama Bosses inner circle, and Laura just dropped some incredible tips. I told her, I was like, I learned so much, and she's already taught me so many things, but there were more things that I learned. So we are excited. I want to welcome every single person inside this group. If you have not been inside this group long or you're new, my name is Kelly Hoover. Normally my sidekick is Blair Critch, but today it's Laura Tompkins, and we are Blessed Mama Bosses, and we created this group to help tips and strategies to help female entrepreneurs have success with their business online without sacrificing their family life. So that is what we are here to do. Today, our special guest, I think you're like our second special guest ever in our group. So we feel super honored that you are here. You guys, a lot of times people will ask us about like photography and all these cute images that you do. And honestly, the brains behind it is Laura. Okay. So she is so talented as a photographer. She has been a professional photographer for 9 years after spending a long time in the corporate America world, a lot like you guys. She's very similar to everyone in this group, and really was building her business. Now she's been a full-time photographer for 4 years and also does website builds. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about 3 tips. Yes, we're giving you 3 tips on how to take better photos with your phone. Because the reality is like we all want someone like Laura to follow us around and, like take our live photos all day for our social media, right? For our imagery. But the reality is we don't have a budget for that, or we don't have the time for that. And it's just not like normal life. But you can learn to take great photos from your phone. Now, here's the deal, you guys. If you've been around here long enough, you know that we have an incredible membership group in the inner circle where you get all the goods. This, you just get a little bit. It's enough that you're going to learn something, all right? And then we will be dropping a graphic for you all with all the tips that we're talking about today. But if you are curious about all Laura's tips, then definitely send us a message or drop below that you want to learn more about how you can get access to all of her training, okay? So I'm going to kick it over to you to share those 3 tips with us. And then at the end, you guys, we are going to share with you how you can follow up with Laura, how you can get connected with her, and then she does have a really super special gift for you guys. So, all right, I'm going to kick it over to you, Laura.
Thanks, Kelly. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. So I'm going to teach you guys 3 tips that you can implement right now to take better pictures with your phone. And the first one is to use portrait mode on your phone. And portrait mode, what that is on your iPhone, is it blurs your background of your image. So I know you guys have seen these great images on Instagram where people take these beautiful images and the subject is totally in focus and the background is blurred out and all bokeh-y, which is another term for blur. And it's just beautiful and it really makes for a more interesting image. And the great news is you can do that with your phone without using a professional camera. So all you do is open your camera on your phone and go to portrait mode. And once you're in there, you're going to see a little dial and it's got a couple different options. One says studio light, one says natural light. I would definitely recommend using the natural light setting. All you do is put that on and you're going to notice a little change in your camera. And then you're going to notice when you take your picture that it's going to have you in focus and then it's going to have your background blurred. This is great for selfies, especially. Not as good for groups because it doesn't have as wide of an angle on the shot. But if you're taking a selfie, it is perfect and is really going to make a difference with your images. And tip number 2 is to find even light when you're taking pictures. So what that means is you've probably noticed when you're outside and you're taking a picture, like a selfie or a picture of your family or something like that, if you're in the direct sunlight, it creates a lot of like weird like shadows on your face. Every wrinkle that you've ever had comes to light. And it's like God is like shining this light on your face and saying, wait a second, this is too much. And it's funny because I think we all think that that's going to be the best, but it's honestly not. The best thing that you can do is go find open shade. And what that means is if you're looking at the ground on a day, you kind of want to be underneath a cloud cover. So just take your subject or yourself underneath that cloud cover or underneath a building or something like that. Face your light source, which is the sun, and take your picture, and you're going to see a big difference. And it's also going to make your skin look way better, which is always good. Another tip with light is to use window light. So find a window in your house, like this one behind me has a lot of really pretty light coming through it. If I were to go over there, stand facing the window and put my phone in front of it, it's immediately going to create a nice even filter on my face, create a lot of even pretty light. My next tip is a very simple one, but an effective one, and it is to invest in a tripod. So what a tripod does is super simple. You just put your phone in that tripod, and it's going to definitely make your images less shaky. So you might notice when you're taking a picture, sometimes, especially selfie, when you hold your arm out like this, you might not realize it, but your arm is kind of moving a little bit, which in turn is going to make for kind of a little bit of a blurry image, not in a good way, like kind of a not crisp image. So if you invest in a tripod and set it up when you're taking your selfies, it's going to make a big difference. And also if you're taking family pictures, it's great to set it up, use your self timer, and use that tripod, and it's going to make a really big difference.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So many good tips, you guys. And think about your social media and think about, I love like the lighting and the tripod, and I'm going to link a tripod here that I personally have been using. You can travel with it if you are, or when we get back to traveling. I have taken it on multiple airplane trips and across, driving distances and things, and I love it. So I'll link it here for you guys, and we'll also give you a graphic with all the awesome tips. But here's the thing. One of the things that I love so much about, these tips and about the windows and the lighting and all those things is that when you have the opportunity to really plan out your social media and think about the photos that you need or that you want, that, especially on Instagram, so much is shared. Sometimes people don't read the content. They just look at your photo. And if you can tell a story with your photo, which Laura, like you have taught me so much about that, really being able to tell that story through your photo is so key. So the tips that she gave you, here's another thing that you can actually apply those tips to your life. When you're planning out your social media, or maybe you don't, but you probably should start planning out and thinking about it. Think about the photos that you need. So if you've got your hair done one day, you've got yourself put together one day, because I don't know about you, I'm not doing that every day. Change outfits, do a few different things, and go on and take those photos. And you can take them from that window. You can put the tripod up and just change a bunch of things. Here's the other thing that you can do. If you're like, what are you talking about? Who plans their social media? Who has time for that, Kelly? Seriously? Okay, so that is something inside the inner circle, you guys, that you get. Every single month, we give you social media. We give you a Trello board that you can copy and you can see everything that's planned ahead. And you can be like, bam, on the 2nd of the month, I need to use these tips and I need to take some photos, and you can plug them right in and boom, you have social media for 30 days. So that's a huge way to apply this training into your everyday life. Okay. And so Laura, thank you. I loved that. I loved so many good tips. I know everybody's going to say, how do we follow her? How do we do these things? And the other thing I want you to share how they can follow you. But then I also want you to share what your special gift, to everyone is. And you guys, one of the big core things that we really coach on and we really share with you all is you being your own brand. You may be attached to a company or corporation, maybe you're building a side business, maybe you're a real estate agent, whatever it is that you do, and you're in this group to grow a business. that is awesome. And that is your business. But I'm talking about your brand as a person. Like, who are you? Right. And so maybe you need a website. Maybe you need something that you can send and house everybody to. Maybe you have a business that you don't have a website for. And so I'm going to drop that because Laura is so incredibly talented at that. So I'm going to drop also in the group an example of a website, and I'm going to let her share something that she has to offer you guys. So Laura, I'll toss it back over to you.
Thanks, Kelly. So you can follow me at Laurel Bell Photography on both Instagram and Facebook. I would love for you to follow me there and connect. I'm super active on Instagram, so please feel free to DM me if any questions or just to say hi. And then my website is laurelbellphotography.com, where you can find information about those website builds as well as photography services. And the offer that I'm giving today for you guys is, as Kelly said, having a home base online for your brand is so important. And like she said, if you're associated with a company or not, it doesn't matter. You need your own home base and a place to send people to from Instagram and from Facebook and all those other spots. So important. And so I offer customized website builds that is based completely on you as a person and you as a brand. Every single website's different because every brand and every person is different. So today I'm offering you guys 15% off a customized website build. If you're interested, all you have to do is contact me within the next 2 weeks. Tell me that you found me here, and I will give you a little questionnaire to fill out, and I'll get you a quote for a brand new website build.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving that to everyone. So
Of
incredible,
course.
you guys. And make sure you check out the example I'll give you. And then also, I'm going to put a plug in for this because if you are in the Carolinas area, especially specifically the Charlotte area, I know a lot of you aren't, you're all across, the world. But if you are here locally and you need some photography, you need some brand imagery, you're interested in having multiple photos to really get yourself a good photo. Laura has a great curation program. You can reach out to her directly and she can answer some of that. But that's what Blair and I, that's what I'm a part of. And that's what Blair and I are able to use, get some of our imagery from. And it's just really great because, like I said, professional photos are just such a blessing when you're really trying to create that specific, point, right, through photography. But these tips are great too. And websites, we all need those. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing. You guys, if you have any questions, drop them below. Laura is a member of this community. And so you can tag her inside the community, and I'm sure she'll be happy to connect with you about any sort of questions or follow-ups that you have. So you'll have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you next week.